Welcome back to Ember and Cole's English Springer Spaniel family. Today we're going to talk about female dogs in heat or in season. This is Ember's first heat. She's 8 months and about 3/4. She'll be 9 months in a little bit. And she's only about 1 week into her heat. Heat is when a dog reaches puberty, like a teenager. This can happen anytime between 6 months to almost 2 years. The normal time is between 6 months to 1 year. Depends on the dog's size, if it's little or if it's big. So a heat will last approximately three weeks long. But right now we'll talk about some signs and things that we noticed when we were trying to notice if Ember was coming into heat. So some of the things we noticed with Ember was that when we took her out walking, she peed a lot. Not once or twice a walk, it was like 3, 4, 5, even 6 times. Every couple of minutes she kept going to pee. So she's almost becoming like a male dog wanting to pee. The other thing we noticed was she was very cuddly, wanting to cuddle and kiss and be hugged and really clinging to us. I mean, she always is because she's a puppy and she always wants to be with you, but you notice it's just a little bit more. The main thing you're going to notice after the signs of peeing, because I find that is very common, is their vulva. So the area where the pee comes out, it gets swollen. So you'll notice it getting a little bigger, a little redder, a little puffier, and then you'll notice some bloody discharge coming out. So that's a main sign that your dog definitely is in heat. Some of the other things we've noticed with Ember, as you can see, she's very sleepy. She sleeps a lot of the time. I don't have her eating as many toys and doing as destructive things. She just does seem to be more sleepy and less active. She also, on her walks, now that she is in heat, she wants to pull and see every single dog that's out there. All the boy dogs, the girl dogs, whatever it is, she wants to see it. Even people she's been wanting to pull. Another sign you might see early stages would be excessively licking of her bum. She doesn't do it so much anymore, but she has been doing it. And throughout the time in heat, they can be either more hungry or less hungry. So right now she seems to be normal, the same, maybe a bit more hungry. Probably when she's in really breeding, she might be a little bit less hungry. So heats usually occur twice a year for most dogs. Some can have it once a year, some can have it 3 times a year. Depends on the size of your dog. So now we're going to go on to talk about some of the things that you're going to need when your dog is in heat. So as you can see, Ember is wearing her funky little pants here. These pants has a spot for their tail. Little tail pokes out. I try to pull the fur out beside it so she's not getting all her dirty bum. There's spotting all over her fur here, but it's still in there. These pants mostly are used to keep your house clean, to keep it from getting on the couch, from your carpet, from your floor. It's not a protection to prevent her from a dog breeding her. This is just to keep your house clean. That's all. So another thing you're going to need are some panty liners, pad liners. These liners here are dog ones. These are from Top Paw, if you can see them. I find they're a little bit too thick. We haven't used these. We use one. We found they were quite bulky and paddy. I prefer just using, I had some regular, always ultra thin panty liners, and they're a lot thinner. I just put a whole one in. The thickness is quite a bit different here. And they do the same job. They don't need it this thick. They're not, at least for her first heat, it's not that bad. She might have more discharge when she's a full adult and having more. But so these are in, she has one of these in her pants, and I changed them 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a day. Right now I'm changing it a bit more. It's at least 3 or 4 times a day. But it's not too bad. You just check on it. When it looks dirty, you replace it, and that's about it. So here, we always have at least 2 pairs of pants, if not 3. I have one outside drying right now. These are some pants that we borrowed from someone. We'll have to buy more as we go, but we're going to borrow these for right now. These are cute little pink ones, and she has another pair of purple ones. She doesn't seem to mind wearing them. She does wear clothes and hats and coats in the winter, so it doesn't seem to bother her. It's not too tight around her little waist. I think we could probably do these a bit tighter. They would stay on better. So here are the dog underwear that we have, and there's the pad. I fit it right inside. Fits in really nicely. I try to bring it right up to the hole of the tail here so that it's kind of right there, and if it slides down, it's still covered. The Velcro's right nicely around their legs. This. And then it's just easy to dispose of it. The pants there is some spillover usually at the sides because the pad doesn't really cover the whole thing. So usually I do have to wash them every other day, or maybe even 2 days I'm good. but you'll have to wash them because they get smelly. That's not really nice to be wearing them. So here's Ember wearing her pants. You can see her legs go nicely through, and then her tail, which is hidden right now. Ember, let me see your tail. Here. You can see it. Ember will still clean herself. Some dogs don't. Some dogs are very clean, don't even need pants. They keep themselves clean. Ember will clean herself once in a while. She's not too obsessed with it. She was more before I put the pants on. Now the pants bother her once in a while, and she'll clean herself then. But and then I have just an easy slip lead or put her collar on with a leash for when I have the two dogs and I'm trying to separate them. I will put somebody on a leash, if not both, and that I can get one out while the other one's inside and stuff like that. So now we're going to talk about things your female dog can't do when she's in heat. So she can't be around any male dogs unless you're wanting to breed her. And then she can only be around in the week where she's actually breedable. So there's no off-leash walks. Remember? What can't you do? Sit. Because you're in heat. You can't run off your leash. No. And you're missing out with all the kite fun over there with Cole. It's a nice kite. But you can still walk with Mommy. And you got to chase the kite a little bit, right? Yeah, but no off-leash running. Or leashed walks. And you're going to have to make sure that your yard is secure and that there's not spots where she can get out or another male dog could get in. These days there's less male dogs that aren't neutered, so it's not usually such a big deal. However, I do find there's a trend of people neutering and spaying later, waiting till they're a year old or have had their first heat cycle, so that the dogs can be fully developed. All of their bone and their cartilage and their joints are all fully developed. Because if you're neutering or spaying by 6 months, the dogs are not completely fully developed. So does seem to be a trend, at least in our neighborhood in Ottawa, where this is happening for sure. So things that we did to separate Cole and Ember. So we separate with the baby gates. Here's a baby gate, just a standard baby gate. I always have one on the stairs. That's my stair baby gate. So it's not there right now. And I have one separating my front hall. So Cole spends a lot of time on the other side of this gate. I can't secure it, but I will secure it between his crate and between the stairs, usually the chair, maybe a chair on both sides so that he can't be jumping through it. Cole can jump the one on the stairs. My husband and I just figured that out this morning. We'd forgotten. So, and Ember wasn't here, thank goodness, but we thought, well, that's not a good gating from upstairs to downstairs. That door works better. Cole also spends time in his crate, and so does Ember. When we can't keep them separated out of a room. He's so far, because she's not really ready to be bred, he's not whining and crying. Males can get really upset. They can stop eating. They can be panting, crying, howling, whining, because it's what's inside telling them that it's time. This is a mating. So we do separate them quite a bit. We'll keep it until he's not interested anymore and they can go back to just being best buds and having a good time together. I know they're both missing playing together. It's afternoon nap time, right guys? Nobody's complaining. They're all just happy where they are. So we also walk Ember and Cole separately now. Ember does go out on the street and walks, and we're fine. We don't go to areas where there's dogs off leash. We're always in areas where everyone's leashed, and they go for their separate walks. They also go outside in our yard separately. That's where I use this leash. If I have two of them anywhere near each other, I'll pop somebody out, somebody in on a leash, so that we're safe and secure all the time, or they're in a different room or in their crate or something like that. So as I was saying before, there is a new trend where people are waiting till their dogs are a year or after their first heat to get spayed. So after she's had her first spay, you now need to make that decision if you're going to go and get her spayed or what you're going to do. If you're going to breed or not, if you bought your dog on a breeding contract, or if you have not, then you should be thinking of spaying anytime after their first heat. And go and talk with your vet about it, because it's not good to be spayed, anywhere close to your next heat. Should be done somewhere in the middle or maybe closer to the end if she's already just had her heat. So anyways, these are things to consider. We are going to show Ember. She's going to be a show dog, so she can't be spayed yet. Eventually one day she may be, and we're hoping maybe to have 1 or 2 litters with her as well. So we're not worrying about that sort of thought right now. We're just going to get through our first heat and then move on with that. Go. And so that's basically all there is to know about Ember's first heat. Hopefully, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to help answer them, but this is just for the pet owner. I'm not going into any details for people that are breeding or anything like that. Just kind of the know-how in case you are one of these people that are waiting till your dog's had its first heat to spay or neuter them. Sorry, to spay them, not neuter, but anyways, thank you for watching Ember and Cole's English Springer Spaniel family. Please subscribe and like below and leave comments, as I said, and I'll leave a few links in the description on these pants I got Ember and some of the other little things here. Take care. Thanks so much. Bye.